Hi, my name's Tom Meetzel. I'm a licensed real estate broker in the state of Wisconsin. I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Nevada. Today I'm going to answer a question that many of my clients have regarding pre-qualification versus pre-approval. I get that question on a pretty regular basis. A pre-qualified client is a client who has spoken to a lender. And in speaking with the lender, generally the lender will have pulled their credit report and gathered information from the prospective buyer. Now, the lender is taking the word of the buyer on the information that they're providing as far as income, assets, debts, and things of that nature. Now, they generally do pull a credit bureau so they can verify some of that, but it is based on primarily based on what the buyer is telling the lender. So a pre-qualification letter is also known as a comfort letter, and generally most realtors are going to request one when a buyer makes an offer on their listing, so they at least know that the person has spoken to someone about the property. Pre-approval is a little different. In fact, it's quite a bit different. Pre-approval is where they're not only pre-qualified, but they've actually gone in and spoken to the lender. They've provided the lender with all the documentation the lender needs in order to make a determination on the loan. So the loan has actually been underwritten as basically a fictitious property, and the loan value, amount of money that the buyer can actually afford to spend, has been established. For instance, if you're pre-qualified for $200,000, when the lender analyzes your finances, if you don't have exactly what you say, all of a sudden you may not be qualified to buy that $200,000 home. Whereas if you're pre-approved, the lender has underwritten the loan, and the only real criteria from the lender's perspective on the loan is going to be subject to appraisal. So if you're pre-approved, meaning the lender's analyzed everything, they say you can afford $200,000. If you're pre-approved for $200,000, the lender simply needs to go ahead and appraise it to make sure that you're not overpaying for the property. So why do you want to be pre-approved? The reason you want to be pre-approved is so you're shopping in the right values. I've had clients that are looking in the $250,000 range, and when they find something they love, they go to the lender, they find out, well, they can't go over $200,000, $220,000. Huge disappointment for the buyer. It's also frustrating to the seller if you make an offer and then the buyers can't get the funding to do it. So by getting pre-approved, you're shopping in the right price range and you know how much home you can afford. Now, I'm a big proponent of not overspending on a home. If you're stretching making a $200,000 payment, my advice is to shop less expensively, because you're never going to complain your payment's too low, although you'll very quickly complain it's too high. Plus, when you make an offer on a property, if the seller is getting multiple offers, they're going to look at the offer and say, okay, this person's pre-qualified, this person's pre-approved. This person we know has the money, subject to the appraised value coming in at or above what they're paying for it, whereas the pre-qualified, we're really not sure. So a strong offer like that will typically be accepted, assuming the prices are somewhat comparable, far more readily than will a pre-qualified offer. So you can get pre-approved at any time. My advice is when you start shopping, meet with 2 or 3 lenders, determine who you want to work with, and get pre-approved through them. Now, you don't have to wait till you're pre-approved till you start shopping. It just means that if you haven't found something before you make an offer, you'll be putting a pre-qual in subject to the pre-approval. Whereas if you haven't found something you like and your pre-approval is done at that point, then you can advertise to the sellers that you are pre-approved, which, once again, they seriously appreciate. If you have any more questions, you can go to our website for more information at homewithtom.com, or you can go to our blog where we have educational training videos for both buyers and sellers at madisonhomesales.com. That's madisonhomesales.com. Thanks, and have a great day.